Wow, I was going to take you on a beautiful autumnal walk today through the woodlands just behind my allotment, but I ended up going without you because I forgot my phone. I ended up getting all the way to the woods before I realised. I think I was just so engrossed in the sandwich that I'd just made that I totally forgot to even check, and it wasn't until I got to a hawthorn tree and I went to get my phone out and I realised that I'd left it in my shed. So since I didn't take you with me today, I thought at least I could do was show you what I did manage to harvest, because I ended up going on a really lovely walk. You're only a stone's throw away, maybe about 5 minutes it would have taken me to get back, but it was so beautiful out and the sun was really low and the sky was golden and all of the leaves were falling like confetti through the trees. And I was just having a really nice afternoon, so I decided just to carry on my walk and I went out for maybe about an hour and a half, and I gathered a few little things. So let me show you what I found today. At least since we are back at my allotment, I can show you my robin. Because for those of you who only follow my foraging videos and not my forest garden videos, you might not have met him, but he is a sweet little thing and he's very hungry this time of year. So first up, these little bags, they're awesome. Every time I pop into Lidl, I always steal a couple from the bakery section because they're just perfect for carrying home things like your seed heads. These are broadleaf plantain seed heads, and you can see how all of the seeds are proper matured now and they're all ready to harvest. So I'm going to be taking these home, stripping them, blowing off all of the chaff, and there's a bit of mud on here. And these are an awesome little seed to keep in a jar in your pantry, and you can pop them into your baking. Anything really, crackers, bread, cakes, yeah, anything that calls for a little handful of nutty tasting seeds really. So I'm really gutted about this. This is my open-air knife. I thought I lost it, but I actually just left it in my allotment and all of the wood's swollen. So I've left it out in the rain and it's just, look how, I don't even want to do it because it's probably like snap on me, it'd be quite dangerous. But that is so hard now. It's really stiff. Where's that little robin? I can hear his wings fluttering around. But yeah, this is super stiff now and I'm proper gutted. I don't know, maybe it'll shrink. I might try and dry the wood out a little bit. I think it's just swollen up a bit, but I need to take better care of my knives. So next up is the Meadowsweet, and these are the leaves of the Meadowsweet plant. And if you've watched some of my summer foraging videos, you would have seen Meadowsweet in bloom, and it's got these beautiful kind of creamy white frothy flowers that have got a really lovely vanilla sort of almond flavour and scent to them, and you can smell it from way off on a warm summer's evening. It's really, really beautiful smell. But Meadowsweet leaves are super medicinal and they're anti-inflammatory, and I'm going to be using these for making a salve with. People actually used to chew on Meadowsweet leaves to help relieve toothache, but these leaves are really high in salicylic acid, and that means that they're super anti-inflammatory. Sorry, these midges are everywhere and my hat is really low over my forehead to stop them from biting me. I always go home and I've got all these red inflamed dots on my forehead from when the midges bite me. They absolutely love me, especially this time of evening. But yeah, I'm going to be taking this home and making it into a salve probably, and I might show you the process of that. But I've also collected a few little dried seeds because I'm going to try and spread these around the pond in my allotment because they really love to grow in kind of damp areas. And so I'm going to be growing this around my pond as kind of like a marginal plant. So that's why I've collected some of these brown seeds. And also, the seeds are edible as well. When they're green like this, they've got a slightly bitter flavour, but they can be dried, ground and crushed and kind of be used as sort of like a vanilla substitute really. Got a really nice sort of flavour to them once they're dried. Next up, this is one of my favourite plants, and this is a great one when wild garlic isn't in season. We've only got a couple more months to wait before it's back, but this is Jack-by-the-hedge, or garlic mustard. And it's a really nice plant. It's got a bit of a spicy kick to it. I've gone for some of these younger, smaller leaves because the bigger leaves have got a lot more bitterness to them. And then here we've got some Dead-Nettle, white Dead-Nettle. And this is in flower now, and it's funny time of year because it's almost like a second spring, and these have just come into flower. And I actually sucked on one of these flowers earlier and it did have quite a sweet taste to it. They're full of nectar, so you can just pull off one of these flowers and they're actually sweet, and they're kind of like a tubular shape to them, and you just suck the edge and you get like a little tiny hit of nectar out of them. It's literally like the tiniest little sip, but it is really nice. Can you see these midges around me? But the white dead nettle, this is going to be dried, and I normally just put this in a jar ready for teas or poultices or anything else really. It's a really versatile plant, dead nettle. And then finally, the pied de resistance, my Hawthorne berries. So this is probably going to be one of the last harvests of Hawthorne berries that I'm going to do. And I haven't yet made my Hawthorn berry elixir, so this might be the batch. So I made a Hawthorn flower elixir earlier on in the season, in May I think it was, and I just poured over brandy, honey, over the top of Hawthorn flowers and left that to sit. And what I'm going to do is strain all of that off and then pour it back over the Hawthorn berries and let it have a double extraction. And what that's going to do is just make a super double potent elixir. And Hawthorn berries are really good for your heart. They're a great heart tonic, and they're also a good mood booster as well. So if you're feeling a bit low, Hawthorn berries are a really good companion. So that is my humble little harvest today. Not very much, but enough to keep me busy this evening when I get back home. So the dead nettle is going to go in the dehydrator. The berries are going to be destoned and then probably put in the dehydrator, half of them, and then the rest of them are going to be into my elixir. And then the meadowsweet leaves will be wilted and then put into some oil. And then I'll use that oil to make my salves. Oh, and the plantain seeds as well. Yep, they'll just be dried and popped into a jar. So I'm very sorry I didn't take you out with me today, but I hope you enjoyed seeing what I did manage to harvest. And I promise I will take you out very, very soon for a little foraging walk. But thanks for watching, and I'll see you shortly. Right, before I go actually, I might as well show you what I'm harvesting from my allotment, because it's basically like a little mini woodland anyway. And all of these plants you can find either in parks or gardens or in like local woodland trails as well. So here I've got a few bay leaves, and whilst you won't generally find bay trees wild, you will often find these in parks and gardens and estates and things like that. And bay leaves are, well, if you're familiar with cooking, you'll know what a bay leaf looks like. But these are a really nice little herb, and I dry these out and just use them whole in my cooking. You give them a little crush before you put them in, just to release the aromas. But yeah, bay leaves are really good. Lemon balm, one of my absolute favourites, and this is going in my bathtub tonight. So lemon balm you can find pretty much anywhere. It's often a hedgerow plant, and you can even find it along woodland trails and anywhere that's like a little bit damp really, and community gardens and parks as well. So lemon balm's a really good one, and it's really easy to identify just because it just smells so lemony. It's really, really nice. So yeah, this is going in my bath tonight. Actually, lemon balm is really great. It's a really good kind of like just calmer, a relaxant. So I love to give this to my skate students when I'm coaching them, when they're starting to get a little bit anxious or a little bit stressed or a little bit frustrated that they can't do something. I go pick them a little bunch of lemon balm and just get them to smell it for a little bit. And every time that they're waiting on top of the ramp for their go, I just get them to get it out of their pocket and give it a little sniff, and it really, really does calm people. It's a really good one, lemon balm. What else? I've got some honesty seeds. So I've finally harvested these. I've been saying it for months I'm going to harvest it. There's a little pea bug on there. But honesty seeds are really good. They are just like mustard. So you peel off this kind of layer here, this little window, and these seeds are inside here. Honesty seeds, when you crush these up and mix them with some vinegar, a little bit of oil and some spices, make a really good mustard substitute. So honesty is a great one to harvest this time of year, and get it soon because all these little get it soon because all of these little papery windows will be falling off soon, and then all the seeds will drop. So you've probably only got another couple of weeks to harvest your honesty. And then I got some raspberries. All of the wild raspberries will be finished now, but if you go and forage around the perimeters of allotment sites, raspberry canes always escape, and you can often find autumn fruit and raspberries this time of year. But yeah, I've got quite a nice little harvest there, and again, they're only going to be out for another couple of weeks, so go find your local allotment site and see if you can get some free raspberries. And then finally, a little box of psilocybe senescens, or wavy caps, and these have been fruiting for about a month or so in my garden now. I had quite a few little harvests of these, but they're a lovely little mushroom, and you can find these anywhere where wood chip's growing. allotments, community gardens, car park, flower beds, anywhere where there's a lot of wood chip, you can often find wavy caps. So yeah, that is my little harvest from today. I just watched that back and that was terrible framing. But thank you very much for watching, and I shall see you very, very soon for another forage review. Bye!